The days are coming where your thoughts could be decoded in real time in plain text with just a small chip. We already have brain devices now that can measure what emotions someone has, what parts of the brain are being used, and recently there was a machine that allowed a paralyzed person to communicate single letters by just thinking about them. Brainwaves to text. But there's a lot of dangerous things that could develop from this that you might not even think about. Could ultimate privacy be erased? But before we get into the scary possibilities, how do mind-reading machines even work? Well, the machines read the electrical impulses in your brain. By analyzing the activity, the machines can show different mental illnesses, and it can even be used to measure your IQ. And using fMRI scans, you can get a picture into what someone is thinking, all by just monitoring blood activity to the brain. As the technology progresses, we'll leave behind these primitive scans and venture into uncharted territory where privacy could become a thing of the past. The question is, are we ready for a world where our thoughts are no longer our own? We really don't have any regulation regarding privacy of thoughts. Chile is taking the lead by introducing neuro rights, but most countries are lagging behind. This is something humans have never experienced before. You know, throughout the ages, our thoughts have always been out of reach from prying eyes, but this final frontier is about to be reached. Now, of course, with anything, there's always benefits. For example, what if there was a headset in the future that could determine whether someone was innocent or guilty of a crime just by scanning their brain to find their truthful intentions? This would eliminate human error. If someone was mute, they would be able to instantly communicate just as fast as if they were speaking. However, the power one could wield if they had a mind-reading device would be massive. Let's say you're a paranoid dictator that's worried about staying in power. You could force brain scanning devices on your opponents so they couldn't hide anything. All their intentions, emotions, and plans would be laid bare. This is arguably the end scenario for surveillance. Once someone can read your thoughts, there's really nothing you can do, because they'll always be 2 steps ahead because they can act while you're still thinking. Also, you may not think about this, but the psychological effects of this technology on our mental health are still largely unknown. Mind-reading technology could drastically alter relationships. As humans, our relationships are built on trust, and the ability to read someone's mind would completely change the dynamics of our personal connections. Think about it. We often say things that we don't mean, or hide our true emotions to spare the feelings of our loved ones. With mind-reading headsets, all of that would be exposed. Every thought, feeling, desire would be out in the open, and there would be no way to hide anything. And this level of transparency would change the way we interact with our friends and family members. This technology could lead to a culture of paranoia and suspicion. You know, if people know their thoughts can be read, they may become hyper vigilant about what they think and feel, because all of that could be recorded. We already have studies that show people behave differently when they know they're being watched. What about this technology on a societal level as a whole? Well, creativity and innovation would be stifled if the government had brain-reading tech. People work and innovate best when they're free thinking. If you know that everything you think is being monitored, you're going to be really cautious about what you say and do. You won't want to step out of line or come up with new ideas because you'll be afraid of the consequences. And this could lead to a society where everyone thinks and acts the same, which is the exact opposite of what we need to grow. Creativity and innovation are at the heart of progress, and they require a certain level of freedom. People need to feel free to think without the fear of being punished or scrutinized. Without this freedom, we wouldn't have achieved some of the breakthroughs that we've had throughout history. Alright, so that all sounds pretty bad, but we have to ask, is this technology even feasible? And the short answer is yes. We can already pick up moods and single words with brain scans, and there's a race to make brain implants such as Elon Musk's Neuralink. So it's better to answer these questions sooner rather than later. But there is another way to surveil someone, and that's through their financial activity. You could create a cryptocurrency where you could see everything. And that's exactly what the US government is trying to do, and you can see that in this video right here.